After several long months on the road, one of the most ambitious energy logistics operations in West Africa has reached its final destination. A massive power plant, transported from Ghana's Takoradi Port, has finally arrived in Burkina Faso. This journey was not just about moving heavy equipment. It was about energy security, regional cooperation, and the future of power supply in the Sahel. In this video we break down what was moved, why it matters, how it was done, and what this delivery means for both Ghana and Burkina Faso. Before we begin, kindly subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. When the power plant first arrived by sea at Takoradi Port, it immediately stood out. These were not ordinary cargo items. They were enormous industrial engines, generators, transformers, and auxiliary systems, some weighing hundreds of tons each, designed to form the heart of a modern power generation facility. Takoradi Port has, in recent years, evolved into one of West Africa's most strategic maritime gateways, especially for oversized and project cargo. Its role goes beyond serving Ghana alone. For landlocked countries like Burkina Faso, it serves as a lifeline to global markets and industrial infrastructure. Once offloaded, the real challenge began. Transporting a power plant by road across two countries is among the most complex logistical operations possible in Africa. The convoy stretched for kilometers. Specialized multi-axle trailers carried individual components so heavy that normal highways were never designed to support them. Before the first truck even moved, engineers had to map out the entire route in detail. Bridges were inspected and reinforced. Sharp bends were modified. Sections of road were temporarily rebuilt. Electric poles, streetlights, and overhead cables were lifted or removed to allow the equipment to pass. In several towns and villages, movement only happened at night, when traffic was minimal and temperatures were lower, reducing stress on the machinery and the road surface. Progress was slow, sometimes just a few kilometers per day. The route cut through southern Ghana, central corridors, and northern transit zones before crossing into Burkina Faso. At every stage, multiple agencies were involved: highway authorities, police escorts, utility companies, customs officials, and local administrators. Border crossing alone took days of coordination. Oversized cargo cannot simply pass through a normal checkpoint. Custom clearances, security approvals, and traffic control had to be synchronized perfectly. This is why the journey took months, not weeks. But the destination made it worth it. Burkina Faso has long struggled with electricity supply challenges. Power demand has been rising steadily due to population growth, urban expansion, and industrial activity. Yet domestic generation has not always kept pace. As a result, the country has relied heavily on a mix of smaller thermal plants, solar installations, and imported electricity, including power from Ghana through regional interconnection agreements. This newly delivered power plant is part of Burkina Faso's broader effort to strengthen its internal generation capacity, reduce outages, and stabilize the national grid. Once fully installed and commissioned, it is expected to significantly increase available power, particularly for urban centers and industrial zones. Energy is more than electricity. Reliable power means factories can operate consistently. Hospitals can function without interruption. Water systems can pump safely. Small businesses can grow. Students can study after dark. In regions already facing economic and security pressures, stable electricity becomes a foundation for resilience. That is why this delivery is not just a technical milestone, it is a strategic one. For Ghana, the success of this operation reinforces its position as a regional logistics and energy hub. Takoradi Port's ability to handle oversized cargo, combined with Ghana's relatively developed road network and institutional coordination, makes it a preferred transit route for major infrastructure projects heading north. This strengthens Ghana's role within West Africa's economic ecosystem and supports regional integration efforts under frameworks like the West African Power Pool. Simply put, when Ghana's ports work efficiently, landlocked neighbors benefit, and regional trade deepens. The project also highlights a growing trend across West Africa: cooperation over isolation. Rather than each country attempting to solve energy problems alone, shared infrastructure, cross-border power flows, and coordinated logistics are becoming the norm. Power generated in one country can light homes in another. Ports in coastal states can unlock development for inland economies. This power plant's journey embodies that reality. Now that the equipment has arrived in Burkina Faso, the focus shifts to installation. Engineers will assemble the plant, connect systems, test components, and integrate the facility into the national grid. This process will take additional months, but once complete, the long road journey will translate into long-term energy benefits. When the plant finally comes online, few will remember the convoys inching through towns, the bridges reinforced or the cables lifted. But the electricity flowing from it will stand as proof that the effort was worth it. From the Atlantic coast at Takoradi to the heart of the Sahel, this was more than a transport operation. It was a demonstration of what West Africa can achieve when planning, engineering and regional cooperation come together. And as the lights turn on in Burkina Faso, the road that carried this power giant will have completed its mission. That is all for today's video. Kindly like, subscribe and share, and also turn on the post notifications to get informed anytime a new video goes up on the channel.